I just settled my camera down. So today I thought I'd do a look, and it's using eyeshadows from my Urban Decay palette that I just got. I think it's the one with the butterfly, so I think it's like Mariposa or something like that. I'm sure it makes more sense than that, but so I want to do kind of an eye look using greens, browns, and grays, like something kind of a different combination than I would usually do. So to start off, I'm going to take my Paint Pot in Morning Frost. This is just like a taupey brown. It's kind of my lid color, but more taupe for sure. A little darker. This just gives me a stickier base for the shadows to stay on. Then I'm going to take the palette, and I'm going to use the shades Money, Mushroom, and Gunmetal. So first, oh, and Skimp. So first I'm going to take that Skimp color, and that's just going to go in my inner corner. So I'm going to put that just on my 266 brush. Palettes do not want to stand. There we go. So I'm just putting this on my 266 that I use to go under my eye typically, but it's my smallest point brush that has more control. What I usually use my wing for, if I had two of them, I'd use one for highlight and one for the wing, but I only have one. And then I'm going to use Money. And I'm going to use the same brush just so that I can get that started. And the sun might go in and out. It's being an interesting thing today. So I'm using that and going about halfway down my lower lashes, lash line. Then I'm going to take a 213 brush, just a regular eyeshadow brush. I don't mind the eyeshadow brush they put in this palette, but I definitely prefer my MAC one. And I'm going to put that in the first half of my eye also. I love this color. It's such a interesting green. It's just like a grade green or a green grade. Now I'm going to take Mushroom, which is that brown color. It's kind of a very shiny brown, and it's got some gray tone or silver tone to it. It's not a flat gray. I mean, flat brown. Ugh. I'm going to learn how to speak today, I swear. This hair is not getting in my face, but this is. So hopefully my lighting is decent too, because I was having some real issues with that for a bit there. Now I'm going to use Mushroom on the outer half. I also cleaned. So nice. Still doesn't really look like it. It's kind of a boring background, but eventually I'm going to redo the formulation of my room, so then this will go somewhere else. Now I'm going to take that Gunmetal color and just putting that on the very outer part of my eye and like into the lash line at the very end. And now I can take my 219, which is the one I would use for inner corners if I had two of them. But I use this to do a wing on the outer part because it's very precise and it packs on that color. And this is actually a smudging brush for eyeliner, I think is what you technically would use it for. If you used it for its initial purpose, which is just boring. This is definitely more muted than using a black. It's a really pretty shade. It's It is kind of a gunmetal gray. It's not too light, but it's not super dark and more like a slightly grayed black. It's a true like gray. And that's eyeshadow completely done. So I'm going to go in and blend it with a 224 just because we don't want any harsh lines, and the colors blend really nicely together. There's nothing too harsh about these together. I was trying to think of a combination. I was debating between a couple of them, and this was just the one that I liked. I kind of swatched them on my arm just together to see the colors and how they blend. And now I just put Dior Amber Diamond up on my brow bone. That's all that was. And I can go in. I have one coat of mascara already. I'm going to use my second coat. And this is also a new product I first tried today. Curling my lashes. And this is Benefit Bad Gal Lash. It's got a humongous brush. Humongous. But I'm going to use this on my top lashes. Oop. Totally touched my, where I'm going to put liner, but that's okay. I hope you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I put the camera further away again. Because otherwise I tend to go out of frame, it seems like. I'm not against this mascara. I do like it. But usually I don't like a mascara right at first. Once it starts to kind of dry out, not completely, but get more fibery is how I kind of think of it. Then I like it a bit more. And now I'm going to take and I'm going to do cheeks. So first I'm taking Something Special Cremeblend blush, which is just a peachy cream color. You can kind of see, that's very true to color, so I'm going to put that there. I'm wearing an orange dress, but I didn't want anything too vibrantly orange. I thought that would compete a bit too much with the green eyes. But I kind of like the combination of orangey colors, orangey tones, and greens together. They're very summery and like corals and greens. Just for some reason strike me as they kind of belong together. Making sure. Sometimes I have to touch up my under eye concealer, but I think I'm good today. We'll see once I'm all done. Now I'm going to take Alpha Girl Beauty Powder Blush and just a 129. I wanted to say 130 and I'm like, no, I think that's my other brush. And I'm just putting this on my cheekbones over to set that cheek blush. I'm taking Dior Amber Diamonds. I think this is the 130. Yep, this is the 130. So I'm using this just on the top of my cheekbones with the Dior Amber Diamonds as a highlight. And I'll do the top of my lips, which I just bit. There we go. Ugh. I don't really have allergies, but I seem to be getting them. So now I can go in and curl my lashes since that mascara has kind of set. Now I'm going to take, oh, there it is, my Bobbie Brown Black Ink gel liner. And then just a Sonia Kuzak curved eyeliner brush. Which I thought the curve was actually really silly at first when I first got it, but now that I've been using it a while, it really does make things easier. Plus it creates a thinner line than some liner brushes. I can't stand thick liner brushes. I need the control that I can get from them being thinner. It's easy to thicken a line with a thin brush than thin a line with a thick brush. we go. And now I can do my Great Lash, Lots of Lashes mascara real quick on the bottom lashes. This gives them like definition, the color definition, without adding too much volume or length. The definition makes them look longer, but not excessively long, like a high lengthening formula. Now I'm going to take my lashes. These are actually 2 lashes put together. This is the Demi Whispies from Salon Perfect and the 110s just together. So you can kind of see the 110 peeks out at the very corner there. It's a lot lighter there, but it helps. I don't know, I just felt like putting them together and seeing how they looked. So I'm going to take my Revlon Lash Perfection glue, which is almost right out. I need to go get a new tube. I'm going to put a thin coat, decent but thin coat, on my lashes. Definitely want to get some glue on that outer corner. It's always like I should do that outer corner first, because it never wants to pick any up at the end. Whatever. Hopefully that stays on my lash. But I'm going to let that get more tacky. And I'm going to take my Maybelline Line Stiletto liquid eyeliner. And this is just in black. Black is black, whatever. And I'm doing a fairly thick, or thin to thick line. So like it starts off much thinner. And then towards the back, I kind of like straightened it instead of following the curve of my lashes, so that it would get thicker. And then I'm just adding a tiny little and that wing just has to match the other side as best as it can. This one ended up lower and this one ended up higher, so let's fix that. Alright, and now that the liner's done, I can take my lashes, should be tacky enough, and apply them on top, following my natural lash line and staying as close to it as possible, which will hide the base in that liner. Okay, pretty sure that should be good. I mean, I'm making sure that inner corner doesn't pop up, but I can go on to my lips now. The very last step. Ooh. I'm going to take Costa Chic, which is a frost from MAC, and it's actually permanent. I don't use a lot of permanent, so. This is just the right kind of a subdued orange. It doesn't completely match my outfit, but it goes better with my makeup and also just adds a hint of that coral look, which I love for summer. Ooh, probably shouldn't bounce up now. The camera just moved. And then I'm using Tour de Fabulous lip gloss, which is the same kind of a peachy shade. Used a bit more of that than I intended. Alright, and that should be the finished look. So, the eyes are greens and browns and black, or gray, sorry. Ah la la la. And then I've got corally cheeks and lips, I don't know. But I really wanted to try out that palette, and I do love the texture of Urban Decay shadows. I only had the Naked 2 palette, and I wasn't that interested in other ones until like I read so many good reviews on them. So now I was like, maybe I could go outside and MAC. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye!